Oh, I just saw Storks. Storks. It's a movie about delivery birds who deliver babies. Except now they've decided to deliver packages. And the evil boss is Kelsey Grammer, and he wants to promote one of the birds to boss. And the bird becomes the protagonist against the villainous plot. There's also there's a husband and wife who are realtors, I guess, and and they're they're kind of crazy, but they're ignoring their little boy, who keeps telling them stuff like, I only have 2 years before I become an annoying teenager, and stuff like that. It's like, it's cute, but he eventually convinces them to mess with their house and stuff, but only so that he can. He sends a letter to the Storks, but the Storks have stopped delivering babies, and through a series of hilarious Loony Tunes like mishaps, the stork and the orphan girl who works at the stork place have to deliver the baby to the to the thing. Uh, yeah, and the scene with the wolves, which is in the trailer, is clearly a sausage fest going on with the wolves, because they're clearly gay. Um, but it's 2016. So gay wolves want to adopt the baby, but they don't end up doing that. They just end up following them. Also, there's a potentially evil stork following them to fix to get the orphan who is now 18, who was the lady who was trying to get the baby delivered. And the baby's a girl, not a boy. And yeah, there's all kinds of plot elements that I just gave away. But it's a cute movie. It's a kids cartoon movie. And one of the yeah, it's fine. I don't even know why it's PG. I would say it's G. The slapstick and the falling stuff and some of those innuendos are not that bad when you consider what PG movies used to show years ago. No, it's not PG-13 at all. It's fine for children. So go and see the Storks movie. Yeah, I had done part of an earlier Storks review in the truck, and I just wanted to finish it. Some of it went out of range or focus or something, and everything got all weird, and you couldn't tell what I was talking about. I was mainly talking about the preview, so it doesn't matter. One of them was Sing, one of them was Monster Trucks, one of them was Moana, and I was also talking about the movie possibly being based on some sort of office romance story. Probably not. It'd be fun, an office romance story happened between the mailroom clerk and the guy that was going to get fired or be promoted. Didn't matter. But it probably didn't happen. It's one thing I mentioned. I don't really think that I need to go into another full-on camera review. This is fine. Yeah, Storks is a good movie. Go see it. It's don't like movies where there's a baby introduced in it because it's like your baby sitcom thing or something or whatever. You don't like that, a baby introduced. This movie's not really like that. It's a cartoon, so I would say you're probably all right because it's uncanny enough that you don't really. It doesn't really enter into it that it's that. There are some scenes that are probably a little questionable. The adults would get them more than the kids, but I don't think PG was really. It's not PG. It isn't. Okay. Yeah. Not a Pixar movie, but not Disney, Warner Brothers. Even if you really despise movies about cute baby creature things that break the fourth wall, you'll actually probably like this movie just because it's not really it's about a baby, it's about family and stuff like that, but it's done in a way that isn't snarmy and isn't like Patch Adams or some other cheesy thing. It isn't like Baby's Day Out. It's not condescending. It makes it fun, I guess, as Looney Tunes type of movie. But it wasn't Looney Tunes. It was some other group. the stork in the Loony Tunes one was drunk, trying to deliver a baby. Yeah, that's an odd thing. Storks delivering babies in a baby-making machine that makes them, apparently. All because they couldn't explain the birds and the bees to 1950s children. And so they're all like, stork birds delivered our baby and stuff. And not just, oh, mommy and daddy went in the bedroom and we're not going to tell you what happened in there. You can just tell them that. But you'll figure it out later on. So it's like, no. It has to be some magical stork bird delivering your baby. Okay. Yeah, it's not going to make any sense. But for the cartoon, it works. And yeah, so that's Storks. That's a review. It's cute. It has a couple of cute, touching moments, tearing up moments. It's mainly funny. Yeah, about family and stuff. The audience was packed, and they seemed to enjoy it. And it was not Pixar; it was Warner Brothers. So that's different. It might have been Illumination. I'm going to close out this little tidbit that's sort of going to be on the beginning and sort of on the end, basically. And, yeah, what more can we say in 10, 11 minutes or so about Storks? Well, they had these interesting moments where the characters, mainly the birds, would have these bizarre hallucinations where they would, when the one guy mentions the word boss, it sets off the hero into thinking that the anti-hero, imagining all this bizarre stuff happening, and his mind is blown, and there's like nuke tests going off, and a bunch of other crazy stuff going on. There's a little like pigeon bird, and he hallucinates that he could be in charge. A lot of hallucinations, a lot of crazy people, crazy bird people. It's like odd, but not unwarranted. I mean, the movie is weird. There's even a scene where at the end there's a bird who gets redeemed. There's another bird, the third one, that gets redeemed that had fallen for the original protagonist girl when she was a baby, and had been ostracized and thrown out of the community, not for doing something bad, but just he was ostracized for breaking his machine sensor monitor. And yeah, spoilers. He shows up. Anyway, so and Danny Trejo's playing him, but we have he has a hallucination where he imagines some things going on. Also, one of the hero, the other one, imagined the baby that's produced in it growing up. Also, it's funny that like I don't know if it's in both the reviews, but it's funny that like the part where the machine goes crazy, that's actually near the end, and the machine like starts spitting out all kinds of babies. Of course, in a cartoon world, that's fine, but in the real world, that would be ridiculous, and there would be thousands of unwanted children suddenly produced out of this machine that have no homes anymore because they're old letters. So, how does that even work? But it's a cartoon, so not thinking about unwanted children, but just saying. But yeah, Storks. Yeah, that was another conceit. I don't want to overanalyze something like this too much. I mean, it's funnier than the Minions movie. It definitely funnier than the BFG. Which wasn't. So there was a little bit of confusion as to. Not a Pixar movie, but not Disney, Warner Brothers. Oh yeah, one of the previews was Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And that looks interesting. That's J.K. Rowling. That's a Harry Potter movie. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So check that out. All right. So yeah, there was a set of previews that segue into where the truck footage was. This is done after the truck footage and then back. Yeah, the previews were not very exciting or interesting. It was a packed house though, so as they went on to the next sort of thing with the movie, as a film, fine. It was fun. It was cute, very cute. I do believe that there were some people in the theater that were from the church group, so that was cool. That were watching it, commenting on the stork idea being a good way. One of them in the audience had said that at the end of the movie, you could hear her in the background. She was all like, It'd be a really good idea that you wouldn't have to go through having labor. So she said that to her husband. Anyway, here's the rest of the clip. Not that funny. On a par with the jokes in Secret Life of Pets. The Stone Gremlins really liked it, but yeah, I would say it's a little funnier than Secret Life of Pets, though. That was a little more odd. Anyway, so that's all I got for the next few minutes, just to throw in a little extra for you. Yeah. Storks, go see it in theaters. I don't want to give it away too much. It's not something that I need to analyze and a long review. There it is. It's a movie about the delivery bird. Suffice it to say, long time ago, 25 years ago, babysitting my nephew Dan when he was a little kid, just figuring what things were, there was an old Warner Brothers Loony Tunes cartoon about a drunken stork delivering a baby. It was playing on the TV. And instead of calling it a stork, which would be easier, he tries to explain the cartoon to Grandma and Grandpa. And the delivery bird flies in and he delivers the baby in the bassinet and the delivery bird. But he's acting silly and he's like goofing around and he's kind of like staggering and goofing delivery bird. And he keeps saying delivery bird. It was funny because like it would have been easier to call him a stork, but he called him a delivery bird. But yeah, funny story. Anyway, so in this one, they sort of update that whole jokey thing about the inept birds. That cartoon, that old Warner Brothers cartoon, that this is a kindred cousin of. Except in the Warner Brothers cartoon, the stork was drunk, and the stork was carrying on with a bottle of liquor. So even in the Cartoon Network, slightly, they made him not as drunk. They sort of made him just dumb. But in the original cartoon, the original Warner Brothers cartoon, he was drunk and he was flying through the air, essentially drunk flying. You know. It's like that would not be PC. That would not sell nowadays. But yes, the stork was drunk. Not in this movie. In this, they're just kind of inept. Although you could argue that the boss is possibly delivering to them hallucinogenic materials. It's causing them to hallucinate. Also, if they knew that the girl was, they had to raise the girl among the storks, how did they do that? And how does the machine work? Anyway, if it produces, DNA from descriptions in a letter, it'd be a lot of unwanted children. Well, maybe that's what caused them, as they pointed out, so gremlins. Yeah, so. Anyway, storks. Flying bird. Not supposed to be taken at all seriously. Just go with it. It's not like the baby factor. It's not really. It's not as smarmy as you might think. Yeah. So it's mainly about a guy and a girl that don't like each other trying to get along, having to go on a mission. It's kind of just because he's a stork doesn't mean they can't be in love. That's a kind of a kinky, weird thing. I guess that's where the PG came from. Okay, yeah. And also we have the censors were probably squeamish about the wolves, who could transform their wolf pack into all kinds of vehicles. But also, it's clearly the two main alpha and beta male wolves were clearly a couple. They totally were. They were a couple. So that's funny. So when they said, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, they were. Oh my. Not about the baby. They were in love with each other. But it's 2016. Storks. Go see it.